from Lexington to the Titan Tiger Land. Nobody does it like Thom Abraham.
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
Testosterone high today.
Yeah, Tom's a man, he's got the plan, he's really got it made. What a wife he's got, she's smoking hot, check out the junkyard babe. When everything is said and done, no one can beat his show. He's a high-tech redneck, Tony Soprano. If you love sports without the fluff, he's got the master plan. Cause nobody does it like Thom Abraham, yeah.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
It must be Wednesday. I called it hump day.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Mike. What day is it, Mike? Let's guess what today is.
Yes, it is Hump Day in the doghouse, and welcome everybody. I tell you what, we got a shorty for you. We got a quickie for you today. Got a little quickie for you today as the Braves and Mets are standing by in the wings. They're waiting for me to wrap up. You know what I mean? They're like, okay, dog, do what you got to do. They're on the field. They're just kind of tossing the ball around. They're getting ready to go, and it'll be the rubber match in their 3-game set in Atlanta. It is coming up at the top of the hour. The Braves getting it done last night, primarily with the long ball.
Tying run at first, one out. Peterson shakes off a couple of signs and delivers. Slider swung on, hit high and deep to center. Back goes Nimmo at the track, at the wall, gone. Home run. Putting it back by Matt Olson. 2-1 Atlanta, as Olson just flipped the script and hit one out there in the trees in straightaway center.
Lugo's set, and the righty brings it. And there's a fly ball to deep left field. I think he might have just visited the Hank Aaron Terrace. He did. Adam Duvall's got something to say. 2-run home run, and it's now a 4-1 lead for Atlanta.
Yeah, and that's the way it ended up, 4-1 for Atlanta. So tonight, or this afternoon, they're coming up at the top of the hour. We will have Braves and Mets for you. Nothing like a little summertime, daytime baseball on the radio. It is absolutely great. With the win last night, the Braves just 1.5 back in the division. They can pull within a half today before they head to Washington for 4 games before the All-Star break. Now, the Mets will be in Chicago to play the Cubs. I mean, look, the Nationals and the Cubs are 2 of the worst teams in all of baseball. So I think both teams would be disappointed with anything less than 3 out of 4 in those games. Not that it matters. You don't get like, it's not in the majors, isn't like the minors where you get a first half champion and a second half champion. It's not like that. Okay. But it would be nice. It would be nice to, be right there, maybe in first place. If not in first place, you're right there close by. And it sets up an outstanding second half of the season. So we'll get into that with you as well. Now, if you are ready to get in, we do have our open fecta for you today. I know it's only an hour show, but you'll be able to get in on the text window throughout the day, all the way until midnight tonight. You can give me your 3-man team for the British Open. We're calling it the open fecta. And what we're going to hook you up with, whoever has the best 3-man team is going to win an overnight stay at the beautiful Guntersville State Park high atop the mountain. All right, Taylor Mountain overlooking Guntersville Lake. It's just absolutely beautiful up there. It's a cliffside lodge room at the lodge there, romantic night, overlooking Guntersville Lake. All I need is your 3-man team for the British Open, and I will give you odds if you need to know odds of the various guys so that you can put together the best team that you that you can possibly put together. So if you're ready to get in, phone lines are open now, 256-576-4977. 256-576-4977. You can text the show and text your picks to 732-9TA show. That's 732-982-7469. It's a tremendous way to communicate with us. My personal Twitter feed is at Thom Abraham Show. The station feed is at 97.7 ESPN. You can watch the show on Facebook and Twitter at 97.7 ESPN, or on Twitch or our YouTube channel at WZZN TV. Follow on Twitch, like and subscribe on YouTube, and get notifications. Go to 977ESPN.com and get links to all of that. And while you're at it, get the app. You're going to need the app. With SEC Media Days coming up, we're going to have special programming there. We got a big announcement coming up. You can find a link to Zone 2, Zone 3, Zone 4 as well. It's all on the app. That's our alternate streaming channels for more great programming. Now, coming up in a few minutes, another Carey's Corner with Trash Panda's play-by-play man, Josh Carey. And we'll get into some all-star stuff with him and other baseball news. And how are these experimental rules working out in the minors? In the NFL, he said, NFL. I'm going to choke on this one. There is a report from the 6-game range, which is the same that Cleveland, if, with Roethlisberger, what they did, it was a 6-game suspension, which, they appealed down to a 4-game suspension. So it could be something like that. But the question is, how could they survive in a 17-game season? How can they survive up to that point? Can they beat the Carolina Panthers and possibly Baker Mayfield with Jacoby Brissett on September 11th? Sure they can. Can they beat the Jets week 2? Sure they can. Then they play the Steelers in Cleveland. That deal is that a Thursday night or a Sunday night? The 22nd. I think that's a Thursday night. No, 18. That's a Sunday night game. So the third game of the season is a Sunday night game against the Steelers at home. Yeah, they can win that game. Then they got the Falcons in Atlanta. I mean, think about it. They start out Panthers, Jets, Steelers, Falcons. So that's 4. Pick one that they might lose. That they're 3-1 there. I mean, remember, they got the great running attack. And Jacoby Brissett, it's not like he hasn't never started in the NFL. They get the Chargers at home. That'll be a very difficult game, but it's at home. And then they have the Patriots at home. It's interesting. They play, they're playing 1, 2, 3, 4. They play 4 of their first 6 games at home. 4 of the first 6 games at home. What's the 7th game of the season? And don't tell me that there wasn't some kind of coordination to this. Their 7th game at home, their 7th game of the season, is on Halloween night, Monday Night Football, at home against Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Can you imagine if that's Deshaun Watson's debut? At home against Joe Burrow and the Super Bowl Bengals on Halloween night, Game 7 of the season. That's what it could look like. Or maybe it's the Ravens game. I may be wrong. It might be the Ravens game. But still, the point is this. They can survive. They can survive the start of that season. Absolutely can do that. All right. There's also a report out that the executives in the NFL, the coaches and the players, had a vote. It's who the top quarterbacks were in the league for this upcoming season, at least. And I'll share that with you as well. But over there, in that little glass room, playing the Platters That Matter and the Stacks of Wax and answering the phones and just absolutely stoked for the Braves today. It's the one and only Braves. Grizzlicious. They were hitting the long ball last night. How stoked are you for a little afternoon baseball today with the Braves and the Mets?
Always stoked for some daytime baseball. Anytime I can get it. I actually like watching daytime baseball more than I do later at night. I do too. I do enjoy the daytime very much. And yes, last night, 2-run jack by Olsen, 2-run jack by Daddy Duval. Oh man, it was great to see some run support right after. I'm over here, praying to the rain gods for some run support, because my goodness, Spencer Strider, once again, 8 Ks, and every single game I think I've watched him, I think the Braves have given him like 1 or 2 runs to try to help him out, and it's just from what we saw in the first game, to what we saw in the second game, it was really, really nice to see the Braves bounce back and be able to get out of that weird funk, because I mean, the Peterson was going, what was it, 5-6 innings, 1-run ball or 1-hit ball, so. It was, and then you had Max Scherzer for a while before the Braves got a hit last night or the night before, who was having a no hitter. So, it's a crazy game of baseball, but hopefully the Braves can finish it out and be a half game from the Mets.
Yeah, and it's not like it's not the end of the world if you don't. You know what I mean? So now that they got one of them, you don't want to drop the first 2 and be gripping for the because you don't want the Mets to come into your place and sweep you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So worst case scenario, you get out of here. It's 2.5. You go to Washington. You win 3 out of 4 there, and you see what happens. Now I think they play free and easy today. Yeah. I think today now they play free and easy because now they're going for the series win. Get this series win, and that'll be really, really cool. So we'll see how it goes.
Well,
I'm stoked for it.
Well, also, like 30 minutes before the show, ESPN came out and said Kenley Jansen's activated from the injured list. So Kenley Jansen we might have an appearance from him today. We might see him, in the next game. But good to see him back in, and really, it's nice to see guys getting healthy. Even though we're about to get into the All-Star break, but it's nice to go into the All-Star break with a lot of healthy guys, and hopefully they can stay that way the rest of the season.
We do have our open fecta for you today. It's the last major championship of the year. We're hooking you up with this beautiful cliffside room at Gunnersville State Park. If you can hit the thing, so whether you're a golfer or not, this is a good one to get in on. A lot of times we're giving away, golf prizes, and so you only get golfers. It's only kind of open up for golfers. So this is an opportunity now for everybody to get in and just give me your 3-man team on the deal. Now, the favorite in this deal is Rory McIlroy, and we'll tell you that right now. He is the favorite, 10-1 on this deal. Other names that are high on the list: Xander Schauffele, John Rahm, Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas, Matt Fitzpatrick, Scotty Scheffler. These are the top 10 guys in terms of who is favored to win the thing. Shane Lowry is up there, Cameron Smith, Dustin Johnson, if you want one of those evil guys from the LIV Tour. Will Zalatoris is high on the list. Tommy Fleetwood is a name that was mentioned yesterday by Stephen Gribben. Tiger Woods is plus 6,600. And yes, your host did throw a fitty on him to make 3350 or 3,300, something like that. 3,300 on a $50 bill. Hey, I had to take a flyer on T Woods, right? Took a flyer on T Woods, Grizz. Make $3,300 if he wins that tournament on a $50 bill. It's not bad.
I'd take that bet.
My baseball picks suck last night. My baseball picks suck. I had a little three-teamer with the Yankees, the Braves, and the Red Sox to win.
Yeah.
Yankees are winning 3-0. Red Sox are winning in Tampa Bay. The Braves are winning. Nice little three-teamer. All of a sudden, the Red Sox choke up the game. And then the Yankees. How about the Cincinnati Reds? The Cincinnati Reds, their 5th win of the season, they scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th, or the top of the 9th against the Yankees. 4 runs in the top of the 9th. All of a sudden, the Yankees bullpen has been sketchy. Clay Holmes couldn't do anything. What's his name there? Aroldis Chapman is like a middle reliever now. They ran him out there at one point in time 2 nights ago, and he blew the game. So they got Clay Holmes in there. He couldn't save the game last night against the Cincinnati Reds. Now the Reds have won 5 in a row. For the first time all season, the Yankees have lost 3 in a row. Their lead has shrunk to 14 games.
No.
Sphincter's tightening up here a little bit.
You could go even and still get 100 wins. So let's calm down there. Even though the AL is one of the AL East is literally if not the best division in baseball right now. So
the AL East is not. What are you talking about?
Everyone's over 500, and
it is the best division.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then you've got the Orioles who are at even.
The Orioles have won 9 straight games. The Orioles have won 9 in a row. They're 2 games out of the wild card.
Yeah.
The 3 wild card teams are Tampa Bay, Boston, and Toronto. which are all in the AL East. And the Orioles are only 2 games out of the wild card.
Which, when you think about that, blows my mind that the AL wild card is that close. I mean, it's just weird that they've been able to make a run like that.
Yeah, I mean they're all right there. The Orioles won 9 straight games. There's weird stuff going on in baseball, man. And Cincinnati's won 5 in a row, and they're still, playing .379 baseball. How bad was Cincinnati? They're 7-3 in their last 10, Cincinnati, and they're 33-54 overall. 15.5 games out behind Milwaukee in the division. And Milwaukee's not great. Milwaukee's just, 49-39. It's crazy stuff going on. And what happened to the Giants? The Giants are just sucking. I mean, they're 2 games over 500, but the Dodgers have driven away in that division now. 7.5 over San Diego, and 12 over the Giants. I mean, it's weird. You're going to have a race in the NL Central. You're going to have a race in the NL East. That's it. You might have a race in the AL Central. Maybe. Minnesota's 3.5 up on Cleveland, 5 on Chicago. Chicago was supposed to win that division. If they get rolling, maybe. Houston's up double digits, 12.5 in the AL West. The Dodgers are up 7.5, pulling away. Yankees are up 1 million. It's weird. It's going to be weird as we hit the All-Star break. All right, let me get Wolverine Dan in here because we haven't heard from him in a minute because he's been running around just being retired and doing all of that kind of stuff, and he's up now. Wolverine Dan, welcome to the show. How are you?
Well, I'm at the pool getting ready to work out, brother.
Is this an indoor or outdoor pool?
Indoor. They got two.
Yeah.
Hey, medical report. Miss Ginger's actually got a boot on and with a walker. She's moving a little bit, which is good.
Now, a walking boot with a walking boot with a cane, or does she have one of those old lady walkers like the whole walker in front?
Old lady walkers.
Does she got the tennis balls on it? You got to have the tennis balls on the front of the.
No, she don't. She don't got that. But you know what, man? She's on a scooter a lot. I just went down to. We went to
scooter
furniture factory. Yeah, she got a scooter.
Nice.
Yeah, and anyway, we went to furniture factory, knocked down 3 pitchers. You know how it is. You get one, you get 1, then 2, then you got to have 3. So.
Oh yeah, you got to have 3 pitchers. I mean, there's no doubt about it. How much of the 3 pitchers does the Wolverine Ginger drink?
Maybe half a pitcher.
And did you have 3 other people with you, or did you drink the other 2.5 pitchers?
Well, what do you think?
I hope she drove home. That's what I think.
I drove home. Come on.
2.5 pitchers of beer, and you drove home?
Come on. Well, yeah, you get beer you get drunk just smelling it.
I'm a lightweight, man. I'm a lightweight. Are you kidding me? I got my half a beer with my half a lemonade. I get my shandy, and I'm done. I'm a lightweight when it comes to that. I don't drink.
Hey, listen, a question for you. I'm walking in. It's might get a little noisy. Got a swim team going.
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So what's your status from now until football, or is it easier for you around football to get away to come see us? Because, I got the place. I'm putting up the big 72-inch fan, and the TV goes up. I'm ready to roll.
I'm just waiting for an invite and an address.
Okay. All right.
We'll get in there. This is not a bad time of year to do something like that.
Okay. All right. Well, I got the fan coming in. Everything's done now, man. So you'll like this place, dude. I got plenty of room, man. It's a really quaint little. It's not a little home. It's 1,800 square foot, but dude, it's got 4 bedrooms, all solid wood floors. It's really pretty.
Yeah. Well, we'll work it out. We'll come over there, have a little dinner, maybe. Play a little euchre, and
Oh yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Listen, and that coupon, I got one too. I won the golf thing for on the mountain there off the cliff. So I'm looking forward to the fall, man, when the colors change.
Yeah,
it's really nice there.
Yeah.
So okay, let's do this. Let's do my guys. Okay,
right, give me your guys.
Well, Shapley's hot as hell, and he just won that Scottish Open, so you got to go with him.
All right,
and
so Xander,
I was gonna go McElroy. But you know what? He's playing some. He won a tournament this year. He's competitive. And then, of course, I'm going to go with the old standby. I was going to go Justin Thomas, but you know what? I haven't heard much from him. And Spieth played that Scottish Open. He played pretty well, so I'm going to go with Spieth.
I like Spieth in this deal because these greens are not like the greens in the U.S. These are slower greens, and it always seems to be the greens that bother him. And
it's Shapley, Spieth, and Fitzpatrick. But, when it comes to golf, well, that's the other thing. You and I need to go out and play around, man. I'm telling you. I don't like slow greens. I like fast greens because, see, when you put a fast green, you know as well as I do, you don't have to hit it that hard, and you can keep it on line easier. Yeah. When it's a slower green,
pick your line. Pick your line and just get it started on that line, and you're good. I am still waiting to play my own ball. I did get new shoes because I played in that hit and giggle thing, the Charger Open, and my golf shoes fell apart because I hadn't worn them in 5 years, and the whole sole came off of my right shoe, and I was walking around like Groucho Marx or like some clown with my floppy sole. So I did get some new golf shoes in Florida. I've been threatening to go play a round of golf. I want to know, how those things are when you play in those scrambles. You just hit shots and you're trying to do stuff you don't normally do. I really want to go out and just play my own ball and see what I can score, and then get ready to maybe play a little bit of golf.
Well, you got my number, man. I mean, if you want, and now that I'm retired, I can go any day of the week, and I'll go up your way. A course I haven't played in a while, which I liked a lot, was Henry Horton. That's an old school course, but it's cool.
Have you ever played the Bear Trace on the lake here, Tim Ford's Lake?
No.
It's amazing. Jack Nicklaus course. It's amazing. It just intertwines around the lake and everything else. Bear Trace. It's it's part of the Tennessee Golf Trail, and it is just spectacular. And that's the place we need to go. Yeah.
Let me know, man. I mean, I'll bring the wife.
They got the old man rate. They got the $40 with the card old man rate.
What?
Yeah, $40 for
I'm in that. That's good to be an old man. Hey, listen, and I'll bring the wife, and maybe she could tool around with the Junkyard Babe.
Oh, that would be a hoot, right? We bring the two girls, let them drive the car, we play golf, and that would be a hoot. They can laugh at us.
Oh yeah, the girls with that ginger bring a camera, of course, and then I gotta hide the beers in my bag,
Yeah.
So, I'll get you some root beer or something, I don't want to. I'll get you one of those summer shandies. You like those?
I like a shandy. I like a little shandy. I mean, Captain Morgan and Diet Coke isn't bad either, but I like a shandy. A half beer, half lemonade. There's no doubt about that. And it's got to be Bud Light. I'm a Bud Light man.
And people listening, they're thinking they were talking about a rug that you wipe your car with, a chamois.
Not a chamois, anyway. Not a chamois, not a chamois, a shandy.
No.
Yeah.
I got you. All right, brother. Let's make it happen. I'll talk to you.
Appreciate you.
Roll Tide, brother.
There you go. Big Tide fan, Wolverine Dan. Big Tide fan. I mean, if it's not the Wolverines, he's all over Roll Tide. I mean, you can hear the excitement in his voice, Grizz.
Roll Tide, brother.
See? I mean, it wasn't just a Roll Tide. It was a Roll Tide brother.
I love it, man.
Preston used to call him Wolverine Dan brother. Plainsman Preston used to call him Wolverine Dan brother because he always called me brother. And he would call in on the Friday he would call in on the Friday trifecta. Preston would, and he'd say, "I'd take whatever Wolverine Dan brother took." That was
thought maybe he went to church with him or something.
Yeah.
Brother Wolverine Dan.
Brother Wolverine Dan. All right, let's get a break. We come back. Josh Perry will join us from Mississippi, where he is over there. I think that's where they are, right? Yeah, the Trash Pandas are playing the Baby Braves over there, and we'll talk to him next, right here at 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7. Mets at plus 113, 8.5 your set total. The Open Championship gets underway tomorrow at St. Andrews with Rory McIlroy, the plus 1,000 favorite to win his fifth major. John Rahm, Jordan Spieth, and Xander Schauffele coming into the tournament at plus 1,600 ahead of Scotty Scheffler at plus 1,800. Updated odds to win next week's Home Run Derby. Shohei Ohtani plus 140 to make the finals. Joey Gallo plus 170. Two-time defending champion Pete Alonso plus 250. Red Hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwhiners.com. Save 75% on any best bet package with the promo code ACTION75. That's ACTION75 at experts.winnersandwhiners.com.
I'm Trey Westerberg, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
TOC Sports has been there for you. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what does that mean? It means for more than 20 years, Alabama's largest orthopedic group are proud to have the opportunity to care for all your orthopedic needs. It means for parents, coaches, athletes, desk jockeys, or even weekend warriors, TOC Sports physicians continue to meet and exceed the orthopedic and sports medicine needs of our community. But most importantly, during these challenging times on the field, games to be played and contests to be won, the orthopedic specialists from TOC Sports will be ready to help. We don't know what the future holds, but you can count on the TOC Sports team to stay committed to you so you can stay in the game. Call 256-539-2728 today and ask to see a TOC Sports physician.
But neither of us speak Spanish, so we downloaded
Littlest Language. Como? That's BABBEL.com.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of the Stanton Law Firm. Stan, I guess you are the Stanton in the law firm.
Yes, Wes, that's me, and we started the Stanton Law Firm so that myself...
Chevrolet Express Vans. They have 2 locations, Highway 72 in Athens or Max Luther Drive in Huntsville.
If you or a loved one is suffering with mental health issues, call Integrated Behavioral Health. IBH's highly skilled team of trained psychiatrists and therapists can help you through the most difficult times of your life. IBH is now open in Madison and Decatur, and we are welcoming new patients. Don't let the stress of mental health issues drag you down. Scene 18.
I heard you bought a boat, my man. Let's hit the water. Oh, and Heather told me you always liked, snacks and stuff, so I could totally bring some chips.
When you get a boat, you also get new friends. Make sure Progressive's one of them, and get coverage today for as little as $100 a year.
Hey, also, I'm a little short on cash, so can you cover the chips? Thanks. I can see why Heather liked you.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy not available in all states.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time, or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Want to save some money?
I can take money and I can make it into more money.
Just check out our zone deals online at 977ESPN.com. We are 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
We're talking baseball. Klazuski, Campanella talking baseball. The man and Bobby Fella, the Scooter, the Barber, and the Nuke. They knew them all from Boston.
The segment of the Thom Abraham Show is brought to you by our good friends at North. You're in Alabama or Florida, or maybe you got a property in Tennessee. They're going to hook you up, and they'll make sure that they get you in the best rate possible for your situation. And look, they're going to help you get your offer accepted as well when you're pre-approved with North Alabama Mortgage. They help you. That helps you greatly getting your offer accepted in this very competitive buying market. They do conventional VA, FHA, and USDA loans, and they can help you with a purchase or a refinance. That refinance you might use for home renovations or college expenses or whatnot. It is North Alabama Mortgage. Go to NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more about all of that. So time to talk a little baseball. Remember, we have a truncated show for you today with the Braves coming up. Pregame starts shortly after the top of the hour. Game 3 against the Mets after they got the win last night and now looking to win this little series, pull it in a half game here. It's not like you win the first half, you know what I mean, in Major League Baseball, but it sure would be nice to go to the All-Star break and just be within a game or two of the lead in the NL East. Joining us now from the famous Carey Broadcasting family, the voice of the Rocket City Trash Pandas, who are in Mississippi playing the Baby Braves. It's Josh Carey. Josh, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. I'm actually at the ballpark right now. We got our own early start. They're having a camp day here at
nice.
What is it? Flowood? No, Pearl. We're in Pearl. So we're going to play them in just a few minutes too.
How is that facility there? How's that stadium there, and how do they draw there in Pearl, Mississippi?
Okay, so it's a miniature Turner Field. I mean, that's probably the best way to describe it. Yeah, I mean, you got to remember the Braves used to own all their minor league affiliates, and so they built all the stadiums very similarly to Turner Field. So this reminds me a lot of Rome, Georgia, where I did some broadcasting, and of course Gwinnett. It's just right in between of that. It's bigger than Rome's, but it's got the berm and all that nice stuff. It's just a little smaller than Gwinnett. So it's right in between. There's a little bit of wear and tear on it. But overall, it's a pretty good stadium. They don't draw well. We had, I would guess, maybe 500 fans in here last night. Yeah, well, it's a hard draw in Mississippi. It's a little different here, Tom. The folks, at Rocket City, we try to draw from Huntsville and Madison and Decatur and Athens and Florence. Here, they try to do the same, but everyone kind of stays in their own lane out here. So you got Pearl, you got Flowwood, you got Brandon, you got they got their own Madison. They've got, of course, Jackson. And no one really goes to these different communities. They just stay in their own spot. So it's just hard to get people down here.
So do you slide over to – they got casinos there in Pearl, don't they? Do you slide over there and, throw a little jingle down on the, on the roulette wheel or something during the day if you don't have a day game?
No, you know what? I haven't seen any casinos. What we'll probably do tonight is we'll go back to Flowwood where the hotel is. They got plenty to do over there. So that's where that's a pretty nice area to hang out. But, yeah, I mean, over here it's pretty chill. It's pretty quiet. They've got their own little bridge street about a 10-minute walk from the stadium.
Really?
And it's nice. Yeah, it's nice and everything. It's very well kept. There's just no one over there.
Yeah.
And, you would think in the middle of the summer there might be a few more shoppers out there, but it's just a very chill, very laid back. People just kind of do their own thing down here, and it's not baseball is not necessarily one of them, especially when it's as hot as it is. So it's kind of it's a little on the depressing side, but they're trying to fix things here too.
I thought they had a big Indian casino there in Pearl like 20 minutes ago. Is there anybody on the horizon there? Because we know that farm system is ranked, I think, last now in all of Major League Baseball. So what are you seeing?
Yeah. Well, first off, they are better than when they were in Rocket City last month. I think they've made just some changes here. They're starting to get a lot of those few prospects that they do have in the system. They're starting to bump them on up through the farm system as we speak. Last night, Jared Schuster really took the Rocket City. He was first-round pick for the Braves in 2020 out of Wake Forest, and he looked every bit of it. He allowed only 2 hits through 7 innings. He struck out 12 Rocket City hitters, has the most strikeouts by an opposing pitcher in Rocket City history. The guy was outstanding. I mean, he was just dominating the strike zone, attacking the strike zone. Rocket City managed just 2 measly singles off him. He looked fantastic. And I don't know if they would put him in Atlanta this year just because the Braves are in contention, but he's definitely a guy who can contend out of spring training next year. He really stood out to me. And then they made they made another trade, and this was a trade that if folks might not have heard of because it didn't impact the strong out there. I was really impressed with his game. And then they have another guy right behind him named Justin Henry Malloy. Went 0 for 4 last night, but he had really good work and is flush with talent as what they've had in the past.
Speaking of prospects, how about Levan Soto, 21 in the 6 games against the Chattanooga Trash Pandas have gotten this season? I mean, that's just tremendous, and good week out of the Soto kid.
Yeah, and he was riding a 10 at bat on base streak until last night. It's so strange because hitting was the last thing we thought of when it came to Levan Soto. You knew he could pick it, the average up there a little bit to about the 250 range, just to make him more attractive to the Angels or to any potential trade prospects out there. Now he's a legit ball player. I mean, the guy's been 304 for the season. I know he was well over 400 over his last, I think, 20 games or so before last night. The guy, I think he's just coming to his own, and he's started to understand who he is as a hitter. You forget a lot of these guys who come from Latin America, they come up here, and they're not used to this type of pitching. The guys who have this wicked type of stuff. And so it takes them a little bit to catch up because they don't have the same training when they're very young, like the American ball players do. So they get here, they're working from behind a little bit, and I think he's finally just started to figure it out. and really started to realize he's going to be a singles guy. He might knock one out of the park every now and then, but he's going to be a top-of-the-order type of guy who can get on base, steal a few, and really set the tone for the rest of the lineup.
By the way, Badger Larry says that the Pearl River Casino in the text window, he says there's the Pearl River Casino, and they have a fantastic golf course there, too, called Dancing Rabbit. So, the pitchers and the guys all play golf during the day and in a night game. I mean, you take your sticks with you. You don't play golf. I mean, you broadcast are on the road. Yeah. All right. So we're getting conflicting reports. Grizz, you're saying that the Pearl River Casino is in Philadelphia, Mississippi?
Yeah, Pearl River Resort and Casino is in Philadelphia, Mississippi.
How far is Philadelphia from Pearl?
I've actually been
Josh?
there twice.
Yeah, it's about an hour. It's about
is it? Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything in Pearl, though. I did look it up earlier. I don't see anything there. There is a trampoline park.
I don't think he's going to the trampoline park. I thought that I always see. I guess in my head, I always that deal for me. With the second half coming in the Angels struggling. I mean, and it's just such a rotten shame. You know what I mean? Somebody made a tweet that's gone viral that said, Mike Trout hit 2 home runs and Shohei Ohtani had 3 RBI and pitched well in the Angels baseball, and yet can't get the rest of it going. But is there a thought? I mean, I know now that in September the call-ups, they only call up 2 guys, right? They don't have the call-ups where you used to take up, and there'd be 40 guys on the roster. Is there a thought that by the time we get to the end of the Rocket City Trash Panda season, that the guys that go into that playoff, they might all be different guys than what we have seen so far? What is the thought process there?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's eventually going to happen, Tom. I mean, you can't keep these guys down here and not allow them to improve their game. At some point, you got to bump them up. I would rather, but there's kind of 2 schools of thought here. If you're going to bump them up to the majors. I mean, that's ultimately what you want, where you want to see these guys perform is at the major league level, right? Where I think I get a little fishy with things is if they put him at AAA. What does a guy really gain from going to double to AAA? I mean, I'll admit the pitching and the hitting are a little more consistent, but the talent is pretty much the same. So I don't know how badly they want to push guys to AAA or how many of these guys they want to take from AA and put them straight into the major leagues. But the changes are going to happen at some point. One thing I would keep in mind, though, with the Angels is because it's been such a disappointing year and because the fan base is getting so frustrated, winning a Southern League title is a nice little way, and it's not huge. It's not going to change a lot of minds, but it's one of those little things that the brass for the Angels can point at and say, look, folks, we're getting some things done, all right? Our AA team just won the league title. We got some great talent in the system. We're going to get them up here and play for Los Angeles soon enough. But it's coming. You folks just got to be a little patient. So that's the one draw to sticking the guys here and winning a Southern League title. Will it be enough to keep everyone? Of course not. You got to move guys up. You got to let them showcase what they have to offer. I think we'll probably see some things happen, if not during the All-Star break, then certainly by the end of the month when the trade deadline passes, bogged down at AA for too long.
Well, my thought is that, I mean, if they pull guys up from AAA, you got to replace them. You know what I mean? So whether they're going right to the majors or not, I mean, what do they do if they pull up 2 or 3 guys from AAA? Don't they have to take some of those guys up to AAA, or do they have other ways to fill that roster?
Yeah, and that's a good question. I think what makes it difficult is that the AAA team is sub 500. I don't know if they really have anyone at AAA they feel that can go into the majors and get the job done. And that's just being. I mean, Chase Philseth went straight from AA to the major leagues, and he struggled. He got knocked around a little bit. In fact, he's back with Trash Pandas right now. But he at least got to go up there and see what it's like, so he knows what he has to do going forward in order to be a competitive major league pitcher. And then if you go ahead and do that, is there anyone else you can call in some folks have to replace them with something? And that's where Rocket City could really get hurt. And I don't want to see it happen. I'd rather see our guys, if they're getting the job done, let them skip a level and see what they can do at the major league level.
Always a pleasure. Does a tremendous job. Josh Carey has been our guest. They got an early game today. Josh, we got an early game today. It's not the end of the world if the Braves lose, but it sure would be nice to take 2 out of 3 from the Mets, here as we head to the All-Star break. Got 4 with Washington. They really should take 3 out of 4 there. So that kind of all would make sense.
Yeah, it really is. And I think what you're doing is you're sending a message to New York that, hey, we're not going to go anywhere. Right now, they're only a game and a half back. You're right. If they lose, it's not the end of the world. But you just want to kind of send them a message that, hey, you guys blew it last year, and here we are on your tail yet again. It's a nice little way to kind of remind them that you're not going anywhere. And it's going to be a long haul if you want to win the division title. But like you said, because of the extra playoff team, these guys can go out there a little free and easy today, play a good ball game, and then roll that into the weekend against a bad Nationals team. They should be on the up and up heading into the All-Star break.
Always appreciate it, Josh, and we'll look forward to talking again next week.
All right, I appreciate it, partner. Thank you.
Thank you. Actually, we won't be talking to Josh next week. Let me just say that. We won't be talking because next week we'll be at SEC Media Days, and it'll be all about the SEC next week. So we won't be talking to Josh next week. All right, let's get a break and then we'll come back. Go ahead and jump on the line. Smokey was in there. Bama Bino is in there right now. And if you want to get some picks in on the Open, you can do that. You can also text them to me at 732-982-7469 until midnight tonight. I think the image has gone up now, and to help you along with that. But we do have an open factor for you. We're going to hook you up with a Cliffside Lodge room at the Gunnersville State Park if you can give us the winning team in the Open Championship at St. Andrews, which starts
at twomaidshuntsville.com. A maid service worth talking about. 2 maids and a mop take care of everything. They supply all the cleaning equipment needed. Call 256-883-6243. The only finger you'll need to lift is the one to call them.
Dirty exterior? Don't scrub it. Wet it and forget it. Wet and forget exterior of your home with no scrubbing, power washing, or bleach. Use Wet and Forget on all your outdoor surfaces, including decks, siding, roofs, and patios. Wet and Forget is available as a concentrate or extreme reach hose end.
What's better than Valley Equipment Rental? 2 Valley Equipment Rentals, and that's just what we have now. The original on the South Memorial Parkway between Drake and Airport Road, and their second location on North Memorial Parkway just north of Winchester Road. Check out the new North location now because Valley Equipment has what you need. Learn more at valleyequipmentrents.com.
TOC Sports has been there for you. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what does that mean? It means for more than 20 years, Alabama's largest orthopedic group has been there providing coverage and care to more schools and student athletes in the Tennessee Valley than any other group. It means whether you are the star football player, the all-region volleyball ace, or someone who hurt their knee in a weekend pickup basketball game, TOC Sports physicians are proud to have the opportunity to care for all your orthopedic needs. It means for parents, coaches, athletes, desk jockeys, or even weekend warriors. TOC Sports physicians continue to meet and exceed the orthopedic and sports medicine needs of our community. But most importantly, during these challenging times, we're here for you now and will continue to be here. So as long as there are players on the field, games to be played, and contests to be won, the orthopedic specialists from TOC Sports will be ready to help. We don't know what the future holds, but you can count on the TOC Sports team to stay committed to you so you can stay in the game. Call 256-539-2728 today and ask to see a TOC Sports physician. Check them out online, also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. You know, you'll hear people say we're like a family, but here at the Lackey Law Firm, that's really true, not just a saying.
I'm Justin Lackey. With my father and my sister, we have a special connection to each other.
I'm Jennifer Lackey. At the Lackey Law Firm, when we take on your case, you become part of our family. You really do.
And we'll always do whatever it takes to get everything you deserve.
If you're injured, you worry about getting well. not about paperwork or insurance companies or figuring out how to get to your lawyer's office. I'll come to you.
We worry about your case so you don't have to.
When you've been injured, we know that your case is probably the biggest thing going on in your life. More important than almost anything else.
And it's important to us, too, for one simple reason. Family takes care of each other, and at the Lackey Law Firm, we'll take care of you.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly to mostly cloudy sky this afternoon. Off and on isolated showers are going to be possible across the Tennessee Valley. Best opportunity for that is going to be before the lunch hour. Temperatures climbing into the upper 80s and lower 90s this afternoon, dropping into the upper 60s, lower 70s through the overnight. Mostly sunny sky for your Thursday afternoon. Maybe an isolated shower across the Tennessee Valley, but it looks like the vast majority of us are going to be dry. Temperatures, once again, climbing into the upper 80s and lower 90s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Online at 97.7. Read in and join in. We are 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Sweet Home today is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford and all the great guys and gals in the service department at Woody Anderson Ford. They do a tremendous job. Keep you informed on what's going on with your rig when you have service done down at Ford. Bobby White and his team, they do a tremendous job. Bobby meets with those guys every morning. He knows how important service is. And, of course, you're going to see the F-150s down there. You can order a vehicle. I know a guy very close to me, very good friend of mine, that just ordered a brand-new F-150. There's no cost, nothing additional. You ordered F-150 exactly the way you want it, or Mustang, or whatever it is that you want down there. And they got tremendous pre-owned vehicles as well. Certified gold pre-owned vehicles. I bought 2 in the last year and love them. Just absolutely love them. All right, let me go to the lines here. We have our open fecta for you, and Bama Bino is up. Bama Bino, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, Tom. Hadn't called in during your show lately, but just wanted to say hi. It's just amazing that the great people y'all have and the great personalities and all the talent. And we're lucky in this area to have you guys.
You know what? I think you just made a promo. Grizz, mark the time, all right? Because I think Bama Bino just threw a promo down for the radio station. We really appreciate that. We try our absolute best with the resources that we have. We got a great leader, and I appreciate you saying that, Bama Bino.
Yeah, I've got all my friends listening. We can get y'all on the same mountain. But anyway, I'm usually talking about high school and college football, but since it's not season, I was listening to y'all yesterday, and the guy you had on, y'all mostly talk golf and other things, but y'all briefly mentioned NASCAR and racing. And I've got an uncle. My dad's sister married Jolie Johnson. He won the first World 600, Coca-Cola 600 in 1960 at Charlotte. Have you ever heard of that name?
Say it again. Who? What was his name?
Jolie Johnson.
Jolie Johnson. No. And I'm a NASCAR historian, but I missed that. Yeah, Jolie Johnson. Yeah.
Jolie Johnson. They own Cleveland Speedway, used to. He's been dead for 20 years, but his son, Ronnie Johnson, is pretty well known in the racing circles. He builds chassis. I think Jeff Purvis used his chassis. And he builds crate motors for Rouse Racing. They've got a shop there where he grew up. Ronnie's probably in his mid-60s. Joe Lee would be nearly 90 if he lived or over.
Oh, he'd be over. Well, he'd be. Here's a little Jolie Johnson big dog note here.
He was born in 29.
We share the same birthday. I'm a 9/11 baby too. He was born September 11th, 1929. So yeah, I mean, Joe Lee would be closing in on a hundy. He'd be 90. He'd be 92 years old right now. I mean, yeah.
My dad's sister finished high school in 1950. So that was, they was a couple of years apart, but my dad's a little bit younger than them, but she met Joe Lee in the early to mid-50s, and Ronnie graduated in 73 from City High, Chattanooga, and they're well known in the racing circles, but I really love my hand, and he's very knowledgeable in the racing. And like I say, does dirt track, short track. But I love you guys, and y'all got a great staff.
I appreciate you, Bama Bino. That's a good call by you. Don't be a stranger to this show. We're always talking, we're always talking football, especially when things get going next week. By the way, Joe Lee won twice in Nashville. His first win was the Nashville 300 in 1959. His last win was in 1962. He won the Nashville 500 at the fairgrounds. And we have the same birthday, but not the same year. I am not 92 years old. Braves are coming up next, right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. On the eve of the British Open, R&A Chief Martin Slumbers offered the sharpest criticism of the Saudi-backed Live Golf Series yet by the head of a governing body.